Damn, big question.
Going that way, guys.
Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis got into a heated argument outside a Miami nightclub, causing commotion. We're talking about punches thrown, families abandoned, and professions jeopardized. It all started when Gervonta went too far, throwing significant shadows over Crawford and his family. And if that wasn't enough, he mocked Crawford for chasing Canelo. This argument had been festering for months before exploding last night in the most spectacular way. Let's break it down. Set the scenario. It was a typical chaotic night in Miami, with celebrities and athletes filling the city's largest club. Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis were among the VIPs, hoping to unwind following their recent victories. The two boxing stars were initially in separate sections, but as the night proceeded, their paths inevitably crossed. Eyewitnesses said that the scene deteriorated when Davis attacked Crawford forcefully. Crawford, known for his cool temperament, originally tried to dismiss it, but Davis started clapping back about Crawford's desire to face Canelo Alvarez. The mood became volatile. Davis laughed at Crawford, adding, "Canelo does not care about you, man. You're looking for a money-generating struggle."
Fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Tukaraj know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp? When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
in camp, training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February.
In an instant, Crawford had reached his breaking point. Crawford snapped and charged at Davis, landing a punch that caught everyone off guard. Security personnel raced in to separate the two, but the situation had already descended into mayhem. People screamed, cameras flashed, and the place was utterly chaotic. The event was memorable, but not for the right reasons. Those familiar with the boxing scene would recognize that this spark did not occur spontaneously. Crawford and Davis have been feuding for months, spurred by social media punches and comments. The feud began after Crawford scolded Davis for not obtaining an invitation to Turkey's special ring honors celebration in London, which Davis took personally. Davis accused Prophet of favoring profits over talent, citing his contentious decision to face Canelo Alvarez.
Are you retiring?
What changed? What made you?
Trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Madam. Gervonta, something should have happened during the time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby usually they're around to
you think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like, like say you got to walk today.
Insults flew back and forth. Everyone is sharper than the last. The quarrel had been making headlines for a long, but no one expected it to trigger actual carnage until recently.
Bud Crawford, just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
Everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we...
Let's talk about the Terence Crawford-Canelo Alvarez feud, which Davis exploited to bash Crawford. Crawford switched to 168 pounds to fight Canelo for his unified super middleweight titles received mixed reactions.
Terence Crawford was Turkey Al-Sheikh at the other event across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turkey Al-Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
On the one hand, some see it as a risky move, a chance to solidify his legacy by facing one of the sport's most well-known figures. Critics argue Crawford is only searching for a paycheck and has no chance of winning Canelo.
I want Canelo. Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man, touchdown.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magdalene.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as a stepping stone. It's about now.
Davis was blunt in his criticism of Crawford for believing Canelo is interested in him or the fight. Canelo has more serious problems to address. Davis maintains Edley is unaware of your existence, yet you continue to demand a battle as if it were your retirement plan.
A metal shield and you have a glass shield. Talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes assessment, man?
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Could he get it in the future?
Too little.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
See, okay. What about everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jamel. Could you ever do that? Is that too much weight or?
What, 168? I
Yeah.
ain't going up there.
Right.
So we got Canelo winning then, right? Then he fighting that.
The Crawford-Canelo fight is often viewed as a spectacle more than a sporting event.
friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring. I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better, you know what I'm saying? But, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't.
Boxing experts and analysts believe Crawford should earn his spot at 168 by facing the top contenders rather than being given a direct ticket against Canelo. Crawford was inspired to take action after hearing Davis's statements.
So, is that career defining? Is this a legacy fight for you?
Well, when I got shot, for me to change my life the way that I did and stop hanging out with the guys that I hung out with, my career started going up. And yes, this is a legacy fight for me. This is a mega fight. This is a superstar fight. This is all those in one. With me and Errol Spence Jr. A lot of people, they writing me off because they say, oh, well, he's too small, or he haven't fought nobody like Errol Spence, or his resume is this, or his resume that. There's a lot of things that a lot of people can say, but on July 29th, all the answers to everybody's questions will be answered.
The announcement of the Crawford-Davis clash sparked excitement among fans. Social media was lit up like a Christmas tree with hashtags like Shark Club Shows and Shark It. Davis and the boxing controversy are quickly getting attention. Many others support Crawford, believing that Gervonta crossed the line by involving his family in the conflict. Others feel Tank is simply trying to maintain his exposure as he approaches retirement. And let us be honest, Gervonta is not just throwing hands for fun. He's building buzz, and it's working.
What changed? What made you trash? Garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during the time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like like say you got to walk today.
Jaunt isn't simply concerned with Crawford. He is apparently in talks over a huge rematch with Ryan Garcia. The $150 million arrangement is sponsored by Turki Alashik, the same man who has bankrolled some of boxing's most spectacular spectacles.
I'll fight Ryan again. If they're not on some host, I'll text that ass again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, and that, stop it. Knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm,
Turki's interest goes beyond money. He aspires to bring his big show energy to every fight he touches. He is in charge of planning. He is active in Crawford and Gervonta's most recent actions, which are fueling the crossover wars and mega fights by planning promotional events and leveraging social media to increase fan involvement.
Canelo, Johnny Boy Boxing Fight Hype. I just want to ask you, what do you think about Terence Crawford? What do we think about Terence Crawford's performance, and do you want to get a fight with him?
If the money is right, I mean,
$100 million. I heard Turkey offered you a big money already.
150.
150?
Fans are raving about how Turki's presence has transformed the sport, making every fight feel like a blockbuster. Whether Crawford pursues Canelo or Tank deepens their animosity, it's all part of a broader plan to dominate the headlines and keep fans hooked to their television screens. With Gervonta striving for a spectacular exit, expect some amazing fireworks before his retirement.
No, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down. You know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we'll see how that.
So, what does this development signify for Crawford and Davis going forward? Well, for Crawford, this incident might have serious ramifications. He's got a big fight against Canelo coming up, and this type of upheaval is the last thing he needs. Promoters and sponsors may be upset if their athletes make headlines for street brawls, perhaps jeopardizing the match.
I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
Davis has hinted at retirement for some time, and this could be the push he needs to quit. He has one more contest against Lemon Roach at the Barclays Center, and speculations of a mega fight with Keshin Davis are circulating. However, his brutality may overshadow his final moments in the sport.
They talking, they talking, but you know how it's gonna get. You know how it's gonna get. But he ain't gonna get a real machine. You know it's gonna get a real one. People see this and you touching around. Take a big 4 on 10 on mama, get rid of mama, leave him right there. Take a big 4 on 10 on mama, get rid of mama, leave him right there. You niggas all talk. You niggas all talk. And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother. Yeah, now watch this. They gonna now watch. They gonna be now there. Watch. Now watch.
What's different from 10 minutes ago?
You know how when they told you say how like I posed it for Lomachenko, right? Mm-hmm. And like how he said like he was retiring and things like that. I feel as though like we've been in it so long that we are getting tired of it. Like we've been beating our body up so long, but it be like situations like just now, like where he talking that sparked the plug again.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Is that all it takes for you? Is that all it takes? Just a little comment?
Nah, but that's what I want though. I don't want you to fight me like you saying you're going out.
It always go like this. It always go like this.
Nah, what I'm saying, you just said you feel like you going out.
They go to sleep.
I don't want you to.
Both boxers might face fines or sanctions from the commissions, and public opinion is already starting to emerge. The situation is complex, with potential negative outcomes for both men.
That he wants you, things like that. Does that stuff just sound crazy, or just like I'm supposed to be called out? You know.
You know, when you look at all the great fighters, they was getting called out by everybody from different weight classes. So it's nothing, you know, that I'm not surprised about.
A Tank would be something that he said he'll touch your chin and.
Man, everybody say, what they'll do, but Tank is in his weight class for a reason, and I don't see him come up to 147 to face me no time.
With all of this intrigue, the main question remains whether Crawford and Davis will engage in an official fight. They have a large weight difference, but weirder things have happened in boxing. Crawford is a welterweight heading to superweight, while Davis has dominated the lightweight class. With Davis threatening retirement, everything is conceivable. If these two faced off, it would be one of the most anticipated fights in recent memory, with fans riveted to their televisions. While there are practical hurdles to making this struggle a reality, such as schedule problems and promoter negotiations, the desire is clear. So where do we proceed from here? Will Crofton and Davis face the consequences of their actions? Could the two get into an official fight as a result of this incident? How will these events affect their future careers and legacy? There are many unresolved questions, and the boxing community is anxious for further information. One thing is certain, the story is not over. Crawford and Davis have open stores both within the ring and on the street. We will keenly observe the future developments. So, keep tuned for the latest updates. What are your thoughts on this unusual incident? Are you on Team Crawford or Davis? Do you believe this feud will evolve into a formal fight? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest boxing action. I'll see you at the next one.